Do you think you're making your life easier by bringing a manufactured home onto your new property? If you answered yes, you need to watch this. Hi there, my name is Felicia. I'm a land investor and partner at Compass Land USA. We have bought and sold hundreds of properties across the US. And today I'm going to go over a list of things that you need to watch out for if you plan on buying property for a mobile or manufactured home. So first, there is a difference between a mobile and a manufactured home. A mobile home is kind of like an ancestor to the modern day manufactured home. A mobile home is a manufactured home built before 1976. I know that sounds kind of confusing. So if it was built before 1976, it is not subject to the Housing and Urban Development Code, or the HUD code. So those are called mobile homes. If it was built after 1976, it's called a manufactured home. And those are subject to HUD code, and upon certification, they get a nice big sticker slapped onto the side of them. And it's really important to distinguish between these two because a lot of counties will not allow mobile homes because they don't meet the HUD criteria. So knowing that, what should you be looking out for your next land purchase to find out if it's suitable for a mobile home or a manufactured home? Obviously, the first thing that you need to start with is location. And a lot of people know this already. We chat with a lot of folks who already know that they want to retire to Florida or Arizona, or they want a manufactured home in the middle of the mountains in Colorado. We also chat with people who have families and they want to move, and then they'll consider things like schools, amenities, if you want to be near a beach, hospital, kids and grandkids, shopping. You need to consider all of that, and people normally have at least a rough idea of where they want their land to be. So once you have your location narrowed down to the county level, you need to check the zoning. That's like the very, very first thing that you need to do. Manufactured homes often aren't allowed just anywhere in a county. They're often limited to certain zones. And in some counties, mobile homes, so that's pre-1976, those are only allowed in designated mobile home parks. But oftentimes, manufactured homes, so post-1976, those were allowed in residential areas. The county's zoning ordinance will give you all the details on this. They'll let you know which zones a manufactured or a mobile home, if it's allowed, can go into. They'll let you know the minimum size requirements of the home, whether or not it needs to be installed on a permanent foundation, all that good stuff. So to find the county's zoning ordinance, this isn't normally too difficult. You just head over to Google and search for the county name zoning ordinance. So we get a lot of people from Florida asking about this. So let's just pick Pinellas County zoning ordinance. Whoops, gotta spell it right. Okay, so you can see it's going to spew out a bunch of results here. Okay, this Municode, this site's normally pretty good. I've definitely parsed through their information before. It's clean, it's easy to navigate. So let's pull it up in there. And unfortunately, not all county ordinances across the US are in this interface. So you either get lucky or you don't if you're looking for Municode. So let's just search manufactured home. So you can see this is kind of how we would go about it if we're starting in a new county or area. So it brings up all the points in the Pinellas County zoning ordinance, which those ordinance codes are often they can be up to 100 pages in a PDF. You don't really want to sit there and read the whole thing. So that's why the search feature is really handy. You can just search anytime a manufactured home is mentioned and read up on that. Of course, if you don't want to search through the internet or deal with a zoning ordinance PDF, you can easily pick up the phone, give the county's planning and zoning department a call, and they'll be able to tell you everything that you need to know. So zoning is the most important thing that you need to check. Once you have your location narrowed down, this will make or break your entire land purchase. So please don't skip this step. You don't want to pay for that perfect property and then find out a year or 2 years or even 6 months down the road that you can't bring a manufactured home onto it. So once you've confirmed the location and that the zoning allows for a manufactured home, there are still a couple of important things that you need to be aware of. You want to consider the size of the property and make sure that once your manufactured home is installed, you still have several feet around the perimeter, and the zoning ordinance will actually specify the minimum distance required there. You also want to check for road access, not just for you, but for the company delivering your manufactured home. Will their trucks be able to get to the property? And by the way, when you spec out your manufactured home, you want to ask the company how much the delivery and install costs are, because they can vary depending on how far the property is from town, how many trucks they'll need to get there. So that's just kind of a good to know up front when you're still shopping around before you commit to anything. Another huge consideration is utilities. And are there utilities on the property, right? Is there city well and sewer, or do you have to install septic and drill a well? Are there power lines in place? Can you go solar? The power lines especially are a big one, because if power is far away, you actually pay to bring it in by the foot. So the cost of bringing in power 500 feet is very, very different than the cost of bringing in power a couple miles. And honestly, the last thing you want is to buy land specifically for a manufactured home and then find out it's going to cost you more than what the manufactured home is worth just to bring power to the property. And if you need more info on this, I do have a separate video and post that kind of details out how to find out if a property has utilities, and I'll put that link in the description for you here. So while you're looking up utilities, it actually probably wouldn't hurt to get a cost estimate on the pad either. The county zoning department will be able to tell you if it has to be concrete or limestone or whatever, how big it has to be, all of that. So those are really the big ticket items that you want to check when you're looking for land specifically for a manufactured home. Another thing that actually you should consider is financing. So if you don't have the cash to pay for land up front, you still have some options. If you do have cash for it, good on ya. So if you need financing, you can try getting a loan from a bank or a traditional lender. But honestly, for buying vacant land, that's really a lot of investors like myself will offer owner financing for you. We don't do, at Compass Land USA, we do not do credit checks or charge prepayment penalties. And if you want to see a little bit more about how that works, you can come over to our website, compasslandusa.com. We have this how to buy land section. And if you scroll down, you see we have 5 steps for owner financing, so you can give that a read. It's a great option for you if you want to finance. So those are the big things that you need to check when buying land for a mobile or manufactured home. Checking these will actually help give you a much better idea for how much it's going to cost to get your dream property and set up a manufactured or mobile on it. If you've done this, if you've already found the land and you've got a manufactured home on it, let me know how it went. I haven't done it myself, so I'd be really interested to hear your experience with that. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please leave it a thumbs up, leave a comment and say hello. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We do lots of land-related videos like this, as well as custom property tours for all of our lots. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.